Welcome, everyone. It is 2 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. How is it possible that we get to see so many of your faces on a random Thursday?
Turns out this must be a good time for people.
Well, or they're just really finding out how much fun we have on these classes. Could be, could be. We are going to chat all things eucalyptus today. It's going to be great. I had to add, Kristen's like, we're done with the slides. I'm like, no, I got 3 more to add. There's just so much to talk about with this oil. So we're going to try to do it in 30-35 minutes. But first, I'll let Chris kind of open us up. We want to see who's here and hear from you a little bit.
Yeah, so we thought it would be fun to hear how many of you guys, actually, I know how many of you have been experimenting with doTERRA's new products. I think there's around 60 to 80 people that
I'm
have
not
gotten
usually
access
live
somehow.
demoing the product in our midst, but has anyone been mixing the VMG with the collagen? I'm just gonna say this is a good choice for y'all and you should. Have you done
Yes,
it, Chris?
very good. Yes, I will say that I prefer the collagen and VMG together, not like the electrolytes in the
Yeah, no,
mix.
I wouldn't put the electrolytes in there. That's
Yeah.
what's in here. That's separate. Electrolytes, greens. Those
Electrolytes are
are
for
the
sipping
healthy.
throughout the day.
I wonder
Yes.
if anyone else has been using these products.
Or maybe you got the frankincense stick or the frankincense capsules or some of the new oils. We'd love to hear about it.
Hmm.
Christy says that she mixes the VMG and the collagen together. She knows what's up.
Mhm.
So good.
Or she's a mom of, this is Christy Clark, I'm assuming a mom of 6, and she don't have time to drink 2 different drinks. So she's just like, what can we add together here?
So good. Well, you guys can all keep sharing if you've been trying the new products. But as always, we wanted to kind of just like sum up all the free oils that we've gotten for the year. I'm like, dang, there's some pretty good ones. And I feel like the end of the year has just been like, I don't know. At each time I've kind of been like, yeah, this is awesome. I was pumped when they did eucalyptus, and like the month before I was really excited about guacwood. So yeah, we'll see what'll be up for November, but yeah, so fun to cash in these freebies with doTERRA. A few little fun things about doTERRA's eucalyptus. A couple years ago, they actually changed it, and eucalyptus from doTERRA now is specifically made from 5 different species of eucalyptus. But what's crazy is there are over 700 species of eucalyptus. Only 300 contain essential oils. And I think it's just like another area where I'm reminded yet again why I'm so thankful for doTERRA and their attention to the science, because that means there's about 400 species out there that you could be selling, and a lot of them aren't going to have the same benefits that we get from the 5 species that doTERRA very thoughtfully and intentionally not just picked, but then looked at even how they interact together when they're blending it together and everything. So these oils come from Australia, South Africa, and Rwanda. So some pretty big impact with the oil, especially the one from Rwanda, Africa too. Well, I mean, it's big impact everywhere, but just thinking of
Third world
Rwanda.
countries, yeah.
Yeah. And then fun fact, eucalyptus is actually found in a lot of different blends that doTERRA already has. And I think that kind of gives us a hint about what eucalyptus is good for. It's in Abode, which is a surface cleaner. It's in Breathe. It's in Harvest Spice, HD Clear, and then also On Guard. Um,
So
oh,
there are a million ways to use eucalyptus, and we always just talk about the respiratory uses, and we will talk about those today too. But I just want to make sure that y'all don't put eucalyptus in a box because it doesn't want to be there. There are so many wild uses for eucalyptus, and we're going to show you some of the research here in a few slides. But of course, eucalyptus for congestion, it's amazing for breaking up gunk in your sinuses. For cough, we're going to give you a cough rollerball recommendation today. Bronchitis, pneumonia. I know at least 3 to 4 people that are currently out with pneumonia. And this is the oil that I'm recommending they get in their nose, around their nose, on their body as much as possible. But did you know we also can use eucalyptus for shingles? Were you just talking
Really?
recently about shingles? I feel like Kristen was talking about shingles
Yeah,
recently.
I'm trying to remember why it was. Somebody had shingles, but
Oh wait, they were using the frankincense stick on the shingles, right?
yes, that's right. Somebody that had gotten it really early on was able to use the frankincense stick and saw huge relief with the
Yeah.
frankincense stick. That's right.
So definitely could pair that with that stick or just try eucalyptus on its own if that's what I mean, y'all have that now. So that's an easy option. Cold and flu makes sense. Asthma, this is a really important oil for children and adults alike to be using regularly, not just when they're experiencing symptoms, but to build health within the lungs. Sinusitis, fevers, kidney stone pain. I bet you didn't consider eucalyptus for pain. Let's grab a couple mutes here just so that our recording's clean. We love hearing from you guys. I hate to mute you, but we want a clean recording and then we'll take some questions at the end. But pain, the eucalyptus is actually amazing for pain, kidney stone pain specifically, applying over that area, diluted muscle pain and fatigue, ear aches all along the ears, mental sluggishness. I mean, have y'all just taken a big whiff of this? I don't know how that doesn't open you up mentally for what's ahead. And then it's actually been studied as a disinfectant. So before I go into some of the research over on the right-hand side, I wonder if you have this question. I had this question years ago. Why is eucalyptus not labeled for use internally, but it's in On Guard oil and we take that internally, and it's in the breathe drops and we obviously take that internally? What is different about it? Am I the only one that wondered that? Or is anyone wondering that? Well, that's a really good question. So this goes back to what Kristen just talked about with the species of eucalyptus. There are species that are beneficial to take internally, and there are ones that are not necessarily recommended for internal use. Now, this blend has a lot of different species in it, and some of them not necessarily recommended for internal use, but are amazing therapeutically. So we don't want to not include them in our blend. The husband's loading up on his oils. Well, I wish y'all could just see this oily man. He's sucking down electrolytes. He just frankensticked himself. Maybe you need a couple drops of eucalyptus for that mental alertness, since that nap was only about 60 seconds. Mito 2 max. Okay, he's set, I guess.
Ready to go.
So the eucalyptus oil in those products is actually a different species. And it's the Eucalyptus globalus. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but you notice that's in this one, in our blend. But when it's in the On Guard oil and it's in the breathe drops and other things, that's just that species that they're using there. Interesting, huh? And so that's the answer to that question. Didn't know what you were going to learn here today, did you? I'll let you tap, Chris. So did you know that eucalyptus was widely used like years and years and years ago? This is not a new essential oil to the world. In World War I, they were using it to control infections and influenza. The research will make more sense when you, this will make more sense when you see the research here in a minute. And then this was Kristen's fun fact that made me giggle and start singing. Did you know the gum tree? Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bushes, I think. Anyway, there's actually a kookaburra at the Sioux Falls Zoo. If you live here locally, you can go.
It's an Australian song though, which makes sense because you get
Australian eucalyptus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he sits in the old gum tree because that's the eucalyptus tree in that part of the world. That's what they call gum tree. So anyway, fun little fact. I'm sure that totally changed your life to know that information, but we're all about that kind of stuff here. But this could change your life. I have worked with a lot of customers over the years who have the dreaded note from school that comes home and there are white bugs in little girls and boys' hair, and they were sharing combs or coats or hats or whatever. And now potentially the whole classroom has lice or it was exposed. eucalyptus is powerful against lice. So maybe this doesn't apply to you, or you will never use this information yourself, but I know in your world, you'll find someone that this could benefit for. So take a screenshot of this recipe because it is tried and true. Applying this. Now, this would be if the lice is severe. If you just want to preventatively work with the lice, then against the lice, then you would just put some tea tree in your shampoo and use that regularly. But if you actually have a full-blown case of lice, this is the recipe that you're going to want. And you're going to do it regularly for, what did it say? Does it say for a week? Yeah. So eucalyptus, geranium, lavender, tea tree. If all you have is eucalyptus, that will still be beneficial. I'll show you the research next. But if you have tea tree, that'd be my next. It's just really, really amazing. No, that's it, Chris. That's great. And unless they all need another second to screenshot, but they can holler in the chat if they want us to back up later. So when you research an essential oil to find out like what is science understanding about how this works, sometimes the research comes out and it's actually like on guard oil or on eucalyptus oil. But a lot of times you have to research the specific science, the constituents, that chemistry that's within the plants to know what the essential oil can do. So when you're looking at eucalyptus, now obviously there's, what did she just say, 700 species or whatever, there's going to be a wide variety, but the ones that I wanted to do a little research on because they're the most common within the species that we're using is eucalyptol, alpha-terpineol, and 1,8 cineol. That is exactly how you say those. Don't question me, okay? Probably not true. So those are really powerful constituents that are showing this huge list on the left side. That's what all of the research comes back to prove that the oils that contain those. Now, eucalyptol is probably pretty specific to eucalyptus, but there are other essential oils that have 1,8 cineol and alpha-terpineol. They cross over. That's why sometimes you get benefits that are similar from one oil to another. We used to think long time ago, what this oil did this one thing. And I was talking with someone last night and she said when she runs into people that are using oils, they have one oil for this, oil for this. And that's just not how oils work. They cross over in all these different areas because of the science that's in them. And some of the science crosses over. So antimicrobial, antiseptic, this is an oil you could be cleaning with. I think this would be an amazing toilet bowl cleaner. As I was like reading through all this stuff, I'm like, this would smell amazing in the toilet bowl. I might go after that idea. Of course, with my children when they get home from school, maybe in their chores. Antioxidants, full of antioxidants. There was some research even recommending it as a chemotherapy agent, a respiratory and gastrointestinal disorders treatment, wound healing. And then look at all this: insect repellent, ticks and mites and plant parasites. These are things that you could be using all around your house and on your body for repelling all the bad little bugs. And then of course it's used in perfumes and soap making and even as a grease remover. So on the right side, you can see I actually copied some of the wording from a few of the studies that I was researching. The reason that eucalyptus is so important in the research world is because the increasing number of drug-resistant bacteria. And so almost every research that I came across, they were pulling out oils like tea tree and eucalyptus and clove because there's such a problem in the medical world right now with antibiotic resistance, and they need to find alternative treatments against all types of infections. And so eucalyptus is really at the forefront of that research, even in the world of lice, which we were just talking about. Now, again, I know lice doesn't apply to everyone, but just the fascination I have with how powerful this oil can be, you know that it's going to cross over and give us benefits in other places. But this 2018 study showed that head lice eggs were immersed in a combination of, and this is the plant names, Zedoria and globulus. So it's ginger and eucalyptus for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes, and they didn't hatch at all for 7 to 14 days during that incubation. Now, those same lice, another batch of lice eggs were immersed in a control oil and some drinking water for the same amount of time, and within 10 minutes, and at 10 minutes showed that they had 100% hatching rate throughout that 2-week incubation period, which the 100% hatching rate, just those words make me freak, just gross. Okay. And then the last one here, they did a 2018 study with eucalyptus and was showing to be effective to facilitate the increase of GABA and glutathione in the brain. Interestingly enough, this was done on rats, so obviously a little bit different than humans, but it gives us a really good potential for what some of these benefits could be doing. The best part of the study is they concluded at the end that none of the essential oil testing caused any harmful side effects. It's like, well, no kidding. But it's fun to see science explore this conversation because we know it, and it's fun to see it kind of backed up a little bit. So hopefully that just, not that there's a ton to go home with in this slide, but more so just like, wow, the oils are powerful and it's fun to have these at our fingertips.
So good, Melissa. So now we're going to transition and we're going to go through some simple, practical ways that you can use eucalyptus in your day-to-day. Some of you guys I know have probably been with us on these Zooms nearly every month throughout the year. I think we started these Zooms, was it in May, Melissa? So we've done a Zoom every single month on the product of the month if you didn't know, and we always email anybody that earned the free product of the month, so you get this Zoom link. But if you want to go back and listen to any of those, we have those recordings. And our goal really is we don't want these amazing free oils to just be sitting there on your shelf, untouched, unused. So we want you to have lots of really fun ideas on how you can use these oils. So number one, eucalyptus is incredible for, of course, diffusing. And I put some fun testimonials. These are literally just screenshots from our very own Living Drop Collective Facebook group. One mom used it in a combo for coughing, specifically, a 5-year-old coughing in his sleep, and he stopped. Amazing. If you have kids, you know what a big deal it is for kids to be able to have a break from a cough so they can get proper sleep and their immune systems can recover. And then another woman shared how she had read that you could actually use eucalyptus on her nose, followed by digestion oil to help break up mucus. And she found that when she put that on the outside of her nose and even under her nose to smell a couple times a day, it made such a big difference. She was able to blow her nose and like really clear her sinuses properly, which again, like that's always the goal when we're sick, right? Like get that stuff out. Get it out. So anyways, these are some fun diffuser blends. I'll be honest, I think the ones that we use most commonly in our house is we love to use eucalyptus at night. So the Sleep Easy with eucalyptus and lavender is just like such a
Smells like a spa. That's
yeah,
what I recommend for people that want to diffuse in their home to smell like a spa. It's lavender and eucalyptus.
yes, so good. Also, On Guard and eucalyptus is great if there's sickness in your home or if you've been around people that are sick or if there's anything respiratory going on. That's just a great blend that's going to smell really good around like this winter time or like fall to winter time anyways. I made this name up. It's not a very good name. Hack that cough. I wondered if you're going to see that, Mel. But the combination of eucalyptus and bergamot is a oil that's actually really good for coughs as well.
Yeah.
We've done this blend before at nighttime, like getting ready to go to bed, and I honestly love it, even when I don't have a cough. And then there's some great, like, just calming blends. So the Ocean Breeze, bergamot, eucalyptus, lavender, that would be another great one for night. That was actually from our diffuser challenge on the LDC during the month of August. If you remember, that one is a great one. Summer Nights was also from that challenge. Hawaiian sandalwood with eucalyptus, so good. Anything with sandalwood and eucalyptus, I'm like, oh, good. And then Stress Less, eucalyptus and adaptive. I actually think that would be a really great one if you work like a desk job and you need something for like, say you're doing accounting and it's like crunch time or something like that. You need something relaxing, but it's also going to keep you alert. That eucalyptus will be perfect in that blend. So number 2, Melissa already mentioned this one, the cough relief roller bottle. This is a combination, equal drops of eucalyptus, cardamom, peppermint, rosemary, and then you can optionally add frankincense and bergamot as well. And then you're going to top it off with coconut oil, of course, and apply it all over the neck, the chest, and the lungs. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory, but honestly, I'm like thinking I should have made this one a couple months back. I had like this super annoying lingering cough. And I don't know if you guys relate to me, but sometimes it's just like you just like need to try something different,
Mhm.
and try a different solution. And this is one I wish I would have thought
That's
of.
why I love this recipe, because all these oils nobody ever thinks about when they think cough. We always think breathe, and I think breathe is great, but I love breathe for opening up airways. I would say these have really been more of my go-to for actually breaking up gunk in the lungs. And we talked about this during guaiac wood too. So if you don't have frankincense or just don't want to use frank, then you could sub guaiac wood in there. But these are all go-tos when my kids are coughing their faces off. So
Yeah,
yeah,
when I was reading about eucalyptus, it was talking about how eucalyptus is an expectorant. And I was
right.
like, this is a good thing when you have a cough. Basically, it helps you to expel or get rid of the gunk.
Yeah.
So next up, I'd love to hear in the chat actually, how many of you guys have actually done a steam mug before?
It's
You know,
intense.
like a proper, like it could be a bowl or a mug. You set it out on the table, get some boiling water going, put it into your cup or into the bowl, and then you add about 4 drops. I think I've done 4 to 6 of the type of oil that you would. I mean, there's endless combinations you could use, like even what's listed down below. These are some examples, but this is actually a list that I took from the LDC. It's already from a post that Laura Glanville did a really long time ago, but this is helpful to keep on hand so you can kind of go back to that and reference it when needed. But eucalyptus is going to be particularly beneficial for bronchitis, for pneumonia, for croup, for sinus infections, and it's not on the allergies list, but it could be used for that as well. So anyways, you're going to pick your combination of oils, put it in that steaming hot water, and then you toss a towel over your head if you really want to make it more I think it's better that way. I'm like, I don't know.
100%.
You got to do it with a towel. I'm like, this makes it seem optional. I'm like, no, you have to do the towel. And then just close your eyes and you're gonna breathe in and out slowly under that tent, and ideally stay under there 10 to 15 minutes until the steam stops. And you can do that as often as every 2 hours. And basically that warm steam is gonna help open your airways and help the essential oils get in there even further. So it's really beneficial for those times, when you need extra respiratory support. Yeah, I see the chat lighting up. People have definitely tried
I
or
and
tell
I've
us.
used it for kids. They may not want the towel over their head because it's pretty intense, but even having them hang out around the table where a steam mug is happening, or in a bathroom where a steam, like you could do this with a shower too. We're going to show you shower here in just a second, but definitely with kids. Hot tip, make sure you have a box of Kleenexes next to you, because it's gonna because I tell my kids they cannot snuff. They have to get it out. So it's like if they think there's a snuff coming, then we get the Kleenex and we like take our head off of the bowl, blow, and then back over. There's no snuffing I mean, they can snuff when the oils are coming up in there, but whoa, talk about
Here's
driving me. My mom brain nuts is listening to kids in the other room. I just want to die.
Yep,
Oh.
100%. It's the same at our house. And I will add that there was another testimony I read on the LDC. Somebody was saying how eucalyptus in their sauna was like their jam, and how much it made a difference in recovery for them for a respiratory thing they had going on. And that's very similar to what Melissa's talking about, whether it's a steam mug or you get your kid in a bathroom and have a warm bath going and you include essential oils in that warm bath. It's gonna, like, the combination of that hot steam and then the oils just makes a huge difference. So next up, upgrade your shower. So I was 36 years old right now. No, not right now. A week ago. When were we talking, Melissa? This Monday.
Kristen was 36 years old before she figured out how this actually works. I introduced her to this concept. So if you put your essential oil in the shower and it's like in the stream of water, it's just going to wash down the drain. I know this is profound. If you put it on the edge of the water, like it's not in the water of the shower, like you don't, maybe your shower is small though, Chris. So I will give you the credit over there in the UK. I don't know where you'd put it because it's gonna wash down the drain. Now mine's in a bathtub, so we put it on the edge of the bathtub, and so the shower hits here, the oils are sitting here, and as it's all steaming up, it's like your own little shower steam mug. But yeah, it has to be on the edge of the water.
So this just never clicked for me. So when people were talking about using eucalyptus in their shower, the essential oils, I was just like, that feels so wasteful.
I
Why
can
would
never
I ever
smell
do
it.
that? I can't really smell it. And then
Where are you
Melissa's
putting
like,
it,
well, you
Chris?
have to
Oh,
put it
down
like
the
on the
drain? Yeah, right.
side of the shower. And I was like, oh.
So if you want your oil to hang out a little bit longer, you could make a shower
Shower
melt.
melts.
Your
And
recipe.
these would also be really fun gifts for, anything that you need to gift for coming up, whether it's like Christmas or anything else. And they're really simple to make. Baking soda, also great for cleaning.
Yeah.
So it's like you can do your little shower melt, clean the bottom of
Rub
your shower
it
while you're at it.
in.
Spa cleaning. It's like a trick. So baking soda, eucalyptus, and then water, and then you're gonna obviously put those in a little mold and let it dry overnight. Um, and those are really great for little melts in your shower, without having to buy fresh eucalyptus leaves every week. Who actually does that anyways?
That looks pretty though. I'm not gonna lie.
It
I
does
think
look pretty.
this is probably my favorite recommendation for you, and this will be our last one before we jump to some giveaways for y'all. But we want to make sure that everyone here is very aware of the Symphony of Cells protocols in this magic book called Symphony of Cells. And there is a protocol for nearly every ailment in that we know of, and it's supportive to all the body systems within the body. So you have an infectious disease protocol, osteo protocol, a cardiovascular protocol, a digestive protocol, a respiratory protocol. All of these different body systems have an essential oil lineup of support put together by Boyd Truman, who is the master researcher of essential oils, has been using them solely as medicine in his home basically for 30 plus years. I just was at his training in Salt Lake City, and it was amazing. And just reminded me like, whoa, I gotta keep using this and sharing this, because if there's a chance that you don't know about it, I would be remiss to not explain. So this is applying essential oils one on top of the other on the spine and the feet for maximum results because of the way that they absorb in the body. By giving that first oil a chance to start its work, then the next one on top and on top and on top. So you can see the protocol written here. Now, technically, I'm not supposed to give it to you. You're supposed to buy the book, but here it is. Take a quick screenshot. Don't you dare put my name on it and put it on the internet, but you keep it for yourself. Frankincense first on the neck and shoulders, feet. And then when you're applying it on the person that you can do it for yourself for sure. As far as you can reach on your spine, bottoms of the feet, it's best if you're sitting in a chair, line up the oils for yourself. If you have someone that will apply it for you, that's the most relaxing way to receive this protocol. And then they would have their hand at the very end up under your nose so that you could take a deep inhale. Then you're adding carrier oil to the spine. And then the next oil is tea tree. And you're dripping 3 or 4 drops along the spine, putting some on the bottom of the feet. And then those hands that have just rubbed it in on your spine will go up by your nose for a deep inhale. And then you'll continue that pattern with aroma touch, then breathe, then rosemary, then eucalyptus. If you have Melissa, use that. You can sub black pepper for that oil. Arbor vitae is awesome. If you have both of them, use both. And then you will finish with peppermint. And we apply that to someone that's dealing with crazy respiratory distress. Hopefully we can get it before it's crazy, but sometimes that doesn't happen. We apply it at least once a day, sometimes twice a day until symptoms subside. And in a lot of cases, it's within 24 to 48 hours that we see massive change and relief. So I remember having it done one time, this protocol, and my husband had all the oils underneath me. This was before the year 2020. And I couldn't smell any of them. I didn't know. We always are like, what oil is that? I had no idea what oil. They all smelled like nothing to me. And the next day he did the protocol again, and I could smell every single individual oil. Like that is massive healing in the olfactory system in a very short amount of time. So I can't recommend this one enough. You just want to make sure you take a screenshot of that. Giveaway.
Woo! So as always, we are going to do a fun old giveaway. And while Melissa's putting all the names in, you only get to be in this giveaway if you're live
But there's
on.
22 of them, Chris. Okay, so can I tell them what our secret has always been? We normally give away one giveaway for about every 10 people that show up. And this is our largest attended class. And now we have 22, and I only have one prize up here because I was thinking I would only need one prize, but now we really need 2 prizes. So if you had
Let
something
me
off the
just
top of your
check what I
head,
have. Let me just check what
we
I
could
have.
do that. Otherwise, I was thinking, I have an idea that we could do too. So anyway, I just want to say hello to everyone as I'm writing your name in. Elena, fun to see you. Barbara, Brenda, Brittany, I haven't seen your name in so long. Fun to see you. Christy. Who else do we got here? I got to scroll. Dawn and Deb and Ellen. Hey, did you see, now I see Georgia's name. Did you see Georgia's comment about eucalyptus, Chris?
No.
She's using it for, go read it out loud. I gotta finish.
Okay. Right
Okay, but I
now.
do need to know who's the purple iPhone on the list so that you can get in. I'll put you in as iPhone, but if you win, you're gonna have to disclose your identity so we can mail your prize. Hi, Leslie and Mariah. Mariah's won before. She's like, I'm in, send me the goods. Sabrina, and I also need to know who the Samsung is if you win. Sandy and Stacy. Did we get everybody? All right. Did you read her,
How,
her
how about
comment?
our second giveaway is a Neroli roller bottle.
Ooh, that's fun. I love it. Okay, the first one is pretty holiday related. Has anybody seen these from last year? The baking spice cuisine blend. This tastes amazing in everything that you make holiday. If you make anything pumpkin, anything banana, anything, actually we make it in fudge. I'll give you my fudge recipe. Everybody loves this baking spice oil. It is like coconut oil with ginger, cardamom, cassia, clove, cinnamon, nutmeg. I love it. I love it. Love it. And then these are cute little cookie cutters. There's a little oil drop shaped one and an oil bottle one. So that's going to, let's give them a spinner.
Oh,
Who did it pick?
Gina.
That's fun. Gina's probably at work right now and she's risking it all for the cuisine blend. I cannot wait to have you try that. Okay, Gina's out. Here's the last one for the Neroli. Did you read George's comment?
I can't find it on our drainage challenge. Oh, wait, in the chat.
Oh, in the chat. Brittany. Oh, Brittany. That's so cool. So Brittany's gonna get your Neroli roller. And do you know what Neroli smells amazing with? Gardenia. And do you know when we can buy gardenia? November 1st. Y'all are aware of the holiday products, right? The gardenia lotion, you guys. I felt like a little like I maybe should check to see if people were watching me when I was like smelling it because I was having such an emotional reaction to it. Like, this smells so good at convention. I can't wait for you guys to get the gardenia oil and lotion in the holiday catalog. So Brittany, that's coming your way. And Gina, yeah, we won't tell anybody. Anybody, even if you're at work, can be on these calls because we're near the end. What else do you got for us, Chris?
One preface I was going to give for Brittany, the Neroli is close to its expiration date, but just in case you guys all didn't know, we don't actually follow the expiration dates on essential oils, especially it would be different if they were supplements. Like, of course, doTERRA's supplements, like the different products that are mixed with a lot of other things, it's different. But for
Or if
essential,
they were in a hot environment or in the
yeah.
sun or exposed to sunlight and stuff like that. Yeah.
But if they're taken care of well, essential oils can last a very, very long time. They just have an expiration date on the bottom because it's a regulatory thing. So crazy that Georgia is using her daughter is using it for temporary tattoos. That's amazing. Who
That
would have thought?
was good. That was a good.
So just a reminder, we've shared this many months, but doTERRA really has an amazing program now for all wholesale customers, and it's called the Refer a Friend program. So now you can actually use your own customized link, and you can send it to a friend, say they want to buy a eucalyptus, or maybe they want to get On Guard throat drops that you let them try or something. They can actually purchase that with your 25% off discount, and then it will auto open up their own doTERRA membership that they can use for a whole year, getting the 25% off without having to pay any sort of membership fee. So that's waived just because you shared your link with them. And then in exchange, doTERRA actually credits you 20% of their order onto your account. And this is actually different than your points. This is literally like a little gift card being put on your doTERRA account. So it even covers shipping costs and tax and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, I always like to mention it because there's going to be lots of people this time of year that are going to buy doTERRA that maybe wouldn't have thought of doing it other times of the year. And it's a great time for you to earn some credit to be able to pay for things that you're getting for your family or for gifts or anything like that. And yeah, just kind of a no-brainer, especially when you're talking to friends and family about doTERRA anyways. So just a reminder, next month we will have this same class on November 19th at 2 p.m. Central Time again. And we always send out that email again with the link for the Zoom on the 16th, or as close as possible to the 16th. So we will stay on if any of you guys have any other questions you wanted to ask about eucalyptus, or really anything about oils.
Yeah. Everyone popped in and they gotta pop out probably, but I'm so glad it worked for so many of you.
Yes, so good. Have a great rest of your day, guys.
Yay, love it. Bye, Chris.
See ya.